Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Group 6. We're doing a postgraduate diploma in business administration. Our course module is Procurement and Contract Management, academic year 2020-2021. This is Group 6. My name is Doreen Nsima, and my group members are Lunkuse Hadija, Edgar Kagoro, Luchamzi Simon, and Maria na Chibirango. We are doing coursework number 2, where the question was to identify and discuss the roles and responsibilities of user departments in the procurement and contract management cycle. We approach this, our presentation outline is, we're going to first do the introduction, then discuss the roles and responsibilities of the user departments in the different parts of the procurement cycle, and then conclude. So by definition, a user department is a person or department that raises a procurement need in the procurement process. In different organizations and different entities, we discovered that as we do this work, there are different departments which are involved in this, which are auditing departments, procurement department, human resource department, finance and admin department, and IT department, to mention but a few. These all take part in the procurement cycle, for which we chose to take the cycle that is put forth by PPDA, which starts from the procurement planning and budgeting right down to contract management. And we discovered that each department, the user department, has a role to play in this whole process. So one of the roles and responsibilities of the user department is, first and foremost, is that they initiate the procurement process, whereby each department identifies the needs of its department. For example, let's say we are working in the finance department, and we need to fulfill our roles and responsibilities as in our day-to-day running of our work. We need computers. We could actually come to, while we are doing this, identifying our needs, we come and say that, okay, this is what we have. How much more do we need? And if this is how much we need, can we use what is existing while we wait for the other one? Do we have actually the budget to support this thing, to support the needs we have, the computers we need? That is one. Let's say also we need like human resource, we need people. These resources, what skills do they need to have for us to be able to do what? To do our jobs and fulfill the overall objective of the organization. The other part that user departments do is to prepare work plans based on the approved budgets. Yes, we have identified our need as a user department. Then we translate this into a work plan, which is based on approved budgets for each of the departments. That way we are able to make sure that, yes, we want people. We want computers. Do we have the money to actually get the resources we need or not? And if we don't have, what can we do to actually support the work that is continuing? So those are the first 2 points that we had. So I would like to call upon Simon to discuss further points on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doreen. I'm going to discuss preparation of procurement requirements or specifications. Like my colleagues say, upon approval of the budget, it is the responsibility of every user department to come up with specifications of the procurable items that they may need. A case in point could be, for example, for computers. It is the responsibility of every department to come up with specifications of computers based on the approved budget that is available for that particular department. Another point is, when nominated, the user departments conduct evaluation of the bids. Now, when we submit our requirements to the procurement department, they call upon bidders or suppliers. They call upon suppliers to come and bid. So it is, when nominated, the members of the user departments can sit on an evaluation committee to evaluate the bids based on the specifications that were provided as the required procurable items. So the members on the evaluation committee, which are also members of user departments, can select the best supplier or the one that meets the expectations of the respective user departments. I thank you. I call upon Maria to continue, please.
Yes, thank you, Simon. Yes, my name is Maria Nachibirango. I also continue with the roles of user departments. Yes, and our fifth point is contract supervision and management. Yeah, it's always Yes, Simon. My name is Maria Nachibirango. I also continue with the roles and responsibilities of user departments. And our fifth point is contract supervision and management. Yes, it's always the user department supposed to ensure compliance of the goods or services delivered, which is always done by appointing a contract manager who supervises and does reports on behalf of PDU and the user department to ensure that the organizations achieve value for money. Then our next point is recommending contract variations. Yes, in case there are variations to be made, it's still the user department to vary any OPO raised by the PDU. Like for example, a user department like IT raise specifications to fewer, for example, computers for the storage capacity and memory. But in the LPO, maybe some of those details were left out. Still, that IT department to raise the issue to PDU the user department supposed to recommend variations to PDU to change before the final item delivered. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. My name is Hadija Lunkuse. I'll continue with the roles and responsibilities of user departments in the procurement cycle. And I'll look at user departments have a central mandate in communicating with justification to the procurement department, the various amendments that are key in making the procurement process a success. For instance, user departments can recommend amendments in the LPOs issued out to suppliers for a certain procurable item. For example, you find that the company may be procuring maybe heavy duty headsets, but they are not comfortable for everyone. So as a user department, it can recommend amendments in the LPO before certain goods are bought. Another one, we can look at appraising of we rely on in the procurement cycle, and these are very key since we rely on them during the procurement process. So it's the role of the user department to appraise these suppliers based on the key performance indicators. By these, I mean, if we set key performance indicators as costs, we will look at the cost effectiveness of the products, the quality, the reliability of the supplier. Once we appraise the suppliers, we are able to know the ones that suit whatever we want and those that don't suit. So this will lead to the achievement of the desired results in the procurement cycle. Thank you so much. Over to you, Edgar.
Thank you very much, Hadija. Hadija mentioned a point relating to appraisal. the whole purpose of conducting these appraisals is to make sure those suppliers that have consistently failed in delivering quality items are identified, and after being identified, they are removed from the supplier list. Because at the end of the day, as an organization, it is very key to eliminate costs within the procurement process. And it is the user departments that are supposed to recommend this termination, because they are the final consumers of these said items. Then I will talk about conducting ICT-based training to enhance the procurement cycle. We are living in times where COVID-19 has really pounced on all organizational performances. So it is really important that the idea of ICT is inculcated within the organization to eliminate physical contact and also enhance a good procurement process. This can be through the use of web-based ICT procurement methods that will eliminate costs of physical contacts. From all the submissions of my colleagues, it is very important to note that user departments are very critical in the procurement process. And it is upon this background that all user departments should heavily invest time in ensuring that they actively participate in the process, because failure to do so will invalidate the whole procurement process. Thank you very much.